Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to Sufa Intellectual School. How are you all? I hope you will be fine. As you already know that we always start our lecture with the name of Almighty Allah. So everyone kindly recite dua with me. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. It means, oh Allah, increase my knowledge. This is your science period and it's your lecture number 5. Well, as you already know that we have started our chapter number 3, that is energy resources. So we will continue with this chapter. Okay, so we will discuss, I will discuss the following topics with you today. That first I will give you the overview of previous lecture. Then we will going to discuss different methods for conservation of energy supplies in cooler climates especially. So these are insulation helps, like how we can insulate our homes and houses. Then how can we use the method of double glazing, then draught excluders, then hot water cylinder jacket. So I will discuss only first two with you. Next two I will discuss in my next lecture. Okay, let's come to the overview first. Well, in my last lecture, I told you about the fossil fuels, that how long will they going to last. So we have discussed this table, that if we take a rough sketch, we draw a rough sketch, then the oil will going to last about 50 years, natural gas about 70 years, coal about 250 years. It means in 2070 oil will be finished. So it's an alarming situation, yes, because as you can see in the other image, oil is using in our vehicles a lot as a diesel in buses and trucks, as a petrol in cars. And gas is using in power stations also, to generate the electricity. It is also using in vehicles, and it is also using as a cooking gas in homes. And some of the factories are also utilizing the gas. So again, a lot of usage of gas. So that's why it will end up in 2090. And about the coal, this is using actually less in our world. So that's why it has more chances that it can last up to 20 to 75. So normally it is used to generate electricity. So we should think about this, that as these are non-renewable resources, once they will finish, they will not easily, you can say, formed again. So we need to think about some other ways, like 3 things that we can done. Are make the best possible use of the energy we get from the fossil fuels. Like we should start conserving the energy supplies, or we can find alternative fuels to coal, oil and natural gas. And we can also find new sources of energy where fuels don't have to be burned. You can also, because obviously burning the fossil fuels will create the pollution in the environment. So again, an issue. So we should start thinking about other resources. So I hope you have better understood this topic now. Let's come to today's topic, that is conservation of energy supplies in cooler climates. Well, the first method is insulation helps. Like we will going to see how insulation will going to help us. Like if you look at in your book on page number 38, the first diagram, that is the diagram of a house. It's basically telling us that the how the energy is wasting or coming out or losing out from the house through different ways. Like If it comes out through the roof, it's 25%, through the window 10%, through the drawers 15%, through the floor 15%, and through the walls 35%. Yes, it means that through the walls a lot of energy is wasting. So we should start thinking about different ways so that we can save this energy, especially in cooler climates. We need this energy. So instead of wasting the fuel. So sorry. So you can use this first method, that is insulation. How you can use it? That we can insulate the roof and the walls of a house. Like as you can see, this first image, that is this. It's called the loft roof space. Here we have, see, we have a space at roof. So they basically have insulated this space. So and the cavity in the walls, as you can see in the walls, they have used the insulated material. You can use the glass fiber or the mineral wool, as they are using the wool and the glass fiber. So by using these, it will simply trap lots of air between them. So because of this, the heat of your home will not escape out. So your home will be heated throughout the day, in cooler climates especially. Yes. So as we already know that air is a poor conductor of heat, so not much energy will be released or will be escaped out. So by insulating our walls, our roofs, rooftops, we can help the heat of our house to remain inside. We cannot, by using this method, we will prevent our homes, the heat of our home to be escaped out or to be loosed out. So let's come to the second method, that is double glazing. Now, how can we use this double glazing in our homes? Well, if you see, most buildings have single sheets of glass in the window frames. As we already know, the normal windows are there in every home. But what we can do, this is the single one. So here we are losing the heat 45%. Yes, it's a big percentage. So what we can do is that a second sheet in this, if you see in this image, a second sheet of glass can be used in the window. By this, we can reduce the heat loss by 55 to 77%. It means we are protecting it. We are preventing the heat loss coming out of the window. So it will prevent it. So this basically, this process is called, double glazing, as you are using the second sheet. And if you see in the second image, this is called the secondary glazing. Why? This is your first window, primary window, then there is an air gap, and then it's your secondary glazing, and it will again help the warm air to escape from your through your windows very slowly, or it will, you can say, reduce the amount of heat loss through your windows. So again, it's a very good method. And the benefit is that a little, you can say, disadvantage is that special, if you use, like, if you don't use this sheet and the secondary glazing thing, and if you use special glazing units, then it will cost you a lot, because those are expensive and they have to be fitted by experts. You need the services of an expert, so you have to pay for its work. So that process is definitely too expensive. But if you simply use another sheet of glass, or if you simply you can say build up or make another window just beside your fast window, so it will help you to reduce the heat loss. So it's a simple method. Like, you can use the two sheets of glass for one window. So especially in why we use these methods? Because in the colder climates, when the temperature is too much down, we really need to warm up our houses at that time. Everyone wants that the heat of his or her home should be in the house. It shouldn't go out, or it shouldn't lost in the environment, or shouldn't lost outside somewhere. It should be in the house. It should remain in the house. So for that, to do this, to achieve this thing, we can use these two methods like double glazing, and the first one is insulating your walls and your rooftops. So I hope now you have understood these two methods. So let's come to our today's work. Well, today we will going to do the question answers of page number 39 in your notebooks with a proper format. Proper day, margin lines are very, very important. You also have to draw the ending line at the end. And then for your homework, you have to do the reading of chapter number 3, page number 38, and you also have to solve the question number 2, which is on page number 46 in your book. That question will be fully solved in your book. Okay, that is your homework. So I will share the image in your WhatsApp group related to your question answers. So if you still have any confusion, I will be available there. You are most welcome to ask me any question. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.